Like nothing has been more dangerous than governments to individuals, right?
Right.
And our biggest threat is governments. I mean, big governments.
Yes.
Well, I'm out for my lunch walk, and I thought I would share with you something I've been thinking about talking about for a long time. And it gets me fired up, it gets me excited. And so what I just showed you is a clip from the Joe Rogan podcast of Yeon-mi Park, who escaped North Korea as a teenager. Sorry about the noise, I hope it's not too bad. Just on my lunch walk here. But, you know, sometimes people say things way better than I ever could, and this is certainly the case here. Look, guys, the reason we stack silver and gold, the reason some of you are into cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, is because you recognize and rightly fear what the government can do to your money. They can steal it, they can confiscate it, they can tax it, legislate it, do everything they can to extract it from you. So we go into these alternative currencies and get away from the dollar to escape their tyranny. And look, every government always ends up, no matter how good they start out, they end up on some spectrum of tyranny, somewhere on that spectrum. And so as an anarchist, and yes, I'm an anarchist, we can discuss that in comments if you like. And look, if you're stacking silver and gold, or you're into cryptocurrencies, you're halfway there. Guys, I'm here to share this with you because who better to hear it from than someone who escaped real tyranny? And who here doubts, who watching this video doubts that is the track that America is on, that we're heading toward tyranny? We need to fear it, we need to run from it, and we need to stop upholding this system by voting for people who are going to do nothing but uphold some level of tyranny. So if you're a stacker, or if you're a prepper, if you're into cryptos, if you're a hodler, you know exactly what I'm saying. You want out of this system. You know the system is flawed. And we can't fix the system. We have to abolish it. So let's watch this video and leave comments. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Sorry for the shaky cam. See you on the next
I think there's a lot of people that are waking up to this problem.
I hope so.
There are.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is because of people like you speaking up from a place of true oppression, like North Korea, in comparison to what's going on here, where these privileged weirdos are attempting to distort reality for their own personal gain, because that's what it is. But I think,
what do they gain from it? I don't get it.
They gain social status. They gain status in the like if there's a narrative that's being pushed and they go along with it, people say, "Oh, you're on the right side. You're doing the right thing. You're saying the right words." If you go against it, they'll chase you down and yell at you. You will be on the outside. You'll be an outcast. People are cowards. They're terrified. Even if they know something is true, they're terrified of saying it because they don't want the blowback for it.
Right.
So that's what you see a lot of that going on in this country. And you see a lot of people, unfortunately, over this last year and a half, because of the pandemic, you see a lot of people that are more than willing to sacrifice personal freedoms in order for a little bit of safety and a little bit of security. And they'll give up those freedoms to the government, which will never give them back to you. When the pandemic is gone and you've given them vaccine passports and it allowed them to track your whereabouts and allowed them to contact trace you, that's not going to go away. They're going to use it for other reasons. They're going to find other reasons to control you and keep you scared and keep you compliant so they can suck resources out of gigantic corporations that are funding their campaigns. That's what they're doing. And they're going to continue to do that if we let them. And we're going to slide further and further away from freedom and democracy, freedom and the ability to express yourself openly. And all of these things people are willing to give up if it supports their side. And that's what's so terrifying. They don't understand. If you give the government vaccine passports and if you let them censor social media posts that you don't agree with, the problem is then what happens if someone who's far worse than Trump gets into office? Because that's probably going to happen, unfortunately. We're going to have this teeter-totter back. We've divided this country so thoroughly that there's going to be someone that's a far-left person that makes people so angry that they're then willing to vote for a far-right person. And when that far-right person comes into office, they will have access to all of those powers that you so willingly gave up because you wanted to stop this idea that you didn't agree with. And they've done this in this horribly short-sighted way. And they've done it in the name of the woke. They've done it in the name of progressivism and wokeism and all this stupid shit that is it's this social contagion that's running through this country right now.
It's like, to me, I never been to American public school system, like until universities, that like nothing has been more dangerous than government to individuals, right? Think of us, I mean, Mao killed 60 million Chinese people.
Right.
Stalin, Hitler, they drive us to go to the war. And our biggest threat is government. I mean, big government. It's so unbelievable how people still just keep wanting for someone to take care of things for them.
People are scared and they get delusional. They have this bizarre idea that someone's going to come along that has power, that's a benevolent dictator. It's going to take care of things in the right way. And you just give them the power. You know, give them the power to shut these people up. Give them the freedom of speech. It's not the end all be all. Maybe it's more important to just say what I want you to say. It's just strange. The short-sightedness is so strange because you hear people on CNN, it's supposed to be the news, and they're espousing these ideas. And they don't recognize that if you give that power up to the people that are in charge currently, the next people are going to have it too. This was the thing about the Patriot Act that people were so terrified of in this country, that were aware of the consequences. They were saying, well, Obama's never going to do this. Obama's not going to be in office forever. He's going to be in office for 8 years. If you love Obama and you trust Obama, that's great. Look what came after Obama, Trump. And now you have a dead man. Now you have Joe Biden who doesn't know what the fuck is going on. Well, what are you going to have after that? Well, you're probably going to have someone on the right. And it's going to be someone that is a reaction to what you have on the left. I mean, this is what we do in this country. We go left, right. And we pretend, well, this guy has our interest in mind. Oh, he fucked it up too. Let's go with someone who's polar opposite. Oh, he fucked it up. And you give them 8 years each side or 4 years each side. And it just keeps getting worse. And for whatever reason, people are constantly willing to give up powers. They're constantly willing to ignore the core principles that this country was founded on, which is freedom and liberty.